So thank you, Cyril, for the introduction. So I am Simon Mélier. As Cyril has said, I'm part of the high-tech industry at Dassault Systèmes, and I'm responsible of the manufacturing solution, and particularly the solution for battery cell production, covering a pretty wide scope from the manufacturing engineering to the manufacturing execution and optimization, and what you will see today about the infrastructure of the battery cell facility and factory. So today we will present you only one facet or one side of our virtual twin for the battery cell production about the battery factory infrastructure. Olivier, I'll let you to present you and then we can start.
Sure, thanks Simon, thanks a lot. So Olivier Audeland, pleased to be with you once again. So today we will talk as explained by Simon about gigafactory engineering mostly. So I'm in charge of the CATIA IPS team for infrastructure and buildings, and so supporting Simon on different engagement on that topic. And pleased to share that session with him today.
So can you move to the next slide, please, Olivier? So some figures about the lithium-ion battery market. So as you may know, the battery cell production is currently booming. The demand for battery is ramping up with 30% year-over-year growth around the world, and from 200 gigawatt-hour in 2020 to 6,000 gigawatt-hour in 2030 in the latest forecast studies. Geographically speaking, the needs varies. The battery cell demand will remain highest in China, followed then by Europe and then US. And to meet this overall demand in time, the additional capacity to those that have been already announced are needed from right now and from 2022, 2023. And this includes a wider range of companies with different level of expertise. And around 10% of the total 2030 supply target has been announced by new startups. And in Europe, it's even bigger because it's up to 25% that have been announced by new startups. Can you move to the next slide, please, Olivier? Thank you. So the established player or the established battery cell companies and emerging startups have announced a combined plan to build a production capacity of up to approximately 1,000 gigawatt-hour in 2030 in Europe, only in Europe, growing 20 times from the current installed capacity from the figures from 2020. And this forecast is accounting for almost 33% of the global announced battery cell production capacity in the next decade. So the additional capacity, the additional production capacity requires, in one hand, to optimize the production and the production operation in the existing factory, but in the other hand, the construction and the building of the new gigafactories. And overall, there are 90 new gigafactory projects with an average production capacity of 25 gigawatt-hour that are being planned for construction globally by 2030. So it will require direct investment of more than 200 billions of euro in the next decades. And as you may know, but the construction of the gigafactory is quite complex, requiring the integration of numerous capital expenditure, such as the buildings, the infrastructure, the energy, and the different production equipments that will be required, as well as the specific areas and specific atmosphere for testing, but as well for production, like dry room, clean room, and others. So can you move to the next slide, please, Olivier? So how can we support the battery cell manufacturer? Actually, we have created a solution offer based on three main pillars and supported by the 3D Experience platform. The first pillar on the left side of this slide about the battery cell development from material to system. Then you have the battery manufacturing, operation, engineering, and execution in the middle. And on the right, highlighted in yellow here, there is the battery factory infrastructure for engineering and commissioning of the factory and gigafactory. So the goal is really to connect the product to the process and the process to the gigafactory and create an end-to-end virtual twin experience to enable the most efficient industrialization and the delivery of the most sustainable battery cells. So today, you understand, we propose you to focus on the highlighted pillar here in yellow about the battery factory infrastructure. Next slide, please, Olivier. So, thank you. So considering the market demand and the uncomparable factory construction plan, it's very critical to improve the industrialization and the ramp-up time of production facility, whether the pilot lines, but as well the gigafactory for production at large scale. So this project and this type of project is a collaborative process between the factory operator, the contractor, the line builder, the equipment makers, and actually it covers several steps from the user requirements, the conceptual engineering, going through the basic, then the detailed engineering and construction, followed by the commissioning, the qualification, and it can take 2, 3, or 4 years until the industrialization of the gigafactory itself. So usually, and what we have seen so far, there is a lack of continuity in the exchange between all the stakeholders that I mentioned before. So between the factory operator and its service supplier. So, and this lack of continuity result of a lack of control of the relationship and time lost, especially during the engineering phase, with for many sequential steps, error being discovered too late sometimes, but as well during the qualification and the validation of the production and the production line. Next slide, please, Olivier. So with the 3D Experience platform, we propose to our customer to create the virtual twin of their production facility at the scale needed to meet their challenge. So it can be from the equipment to the line, to the plant, to the manufacturing network. And it allows keeping control of the relationship with the service supplier, doing agile loops to design and optimize a manufacturing line. Because you can share data, you can run simulation, you can proceed to the virtual qualification of the line. So, and all of that will dramatically reduce the time lost, and the cost of the industrialization of the line. But not only, we can use as well the virtual twin to build and simulate a new line, but it could be used as well during the operation phases. So you can optimize and predict your operation, comparing it to the real world data from the plant and the data simulated that have been simulated during using the virtual twin of the line. So we can connect the people with information and the data, and that will enable a quicker, a more informed decision while introducing the virtualization simulation into the manufacturing planning and operations and the industrialization of the line. And all of that will help to ensure the gigafactory are produced as designed in the most cost-effective and high-quality manner. Next slide, please, Olivier. So how can we do that? So we have created a dedicated solution, as you understand, the battery factory infrastructure, and it enables the development of all the functional systems in your gigafactory. It will define, simulate, validate the behavior of the complex system and ensure the engineering integrity from the requirements through the system engineering, the model-based design approach, around one collaborative single source of information. So it allows the synchronization of all engineering processes around one collaborative single source of information to get the right decision design of your factory, and by creating, for example, the layout of the factory fully compliant with the industry standard and the building information model, the BIM. But enough talks. I will let you the floor, Olivier, to show us in real life what it looks like.
Thank you, Simon. Thanks a lot. So thank you for all those inputs. So let's have a look now on how CATIA could help, in fact, to enhance the way we are defining right now the gigafactories. What is really important, we are considering, in fact, a gigafactory as a system of systems, and so this is why we really want to embrace a systems engineering approach. And to do so, we fully rely, in fact, on our CATIA data model in order to be, first of all, able to manage the requirements, because everything starts with requirements, in fact. And so what is really important is to be able to capture and collect any kind of requirements, whatever are those requirements, in fact, requirements coming from the industry, coming from the regulations, from standards, norms, in order to drive afterward your design. But not only, the purpose is not only to drive the design, it's really to anticipate potential issues coming from, or constraints coming from operations. So as soon as possible, as early as possible, purpose is really to capture all those information in order to be able then to think about the right design for your gigafactory. I'm talking about a define, not of a design right now. So the purpose is really, especially if I'm an owner and operator of my gigafactory, to start defining it on the right way, on a proper way, meaning being able to identify the right sustainability impact, the right cost analysis, and the right technology efficiency in order to choose the right solutions and to prepare the right specifications for my supplier afterwards, up to them to manage the detailed design and then the construction of my gigafactory. But at least as an owner and operator, I will have this capability to have this defined. And the purpose for us is really, as you can see, to integrate the gigafactory on its environment. Because as a gigafactory is a system of systems, definitely we need to be able to interact with the external environment. Whatever, if those are natural resources, existing infrastructures, linear infrastructure, civil infrastructure, but as well industrial infrastructures. For if you need to potentially, I don't know, to have hydrogen to